Hello everybody, this is the Cat Plays Games, and today I am back with a Crossout 101 guide, with this time covering the shotguns and autocannons. First off, I also wanna do some explanation of our driver system, and so we're gonna start with that. The drivers are, first off, they're found right here next to the little selection tool and between the chat box, and opened up you got 5 different drivers. You got Master Jack, Bulldog, Perseus, Stone Deaf, and Hans. Master Jack is an all-rounder one, which is can do anything, ranging from shotgun damage to cannon damage to, for example, vehicle structure, as well as tonnage and stuff like that. It just has shotguns, machine gun, Gatling guns, and cannon power, as well as like some experience gain and small other utility things. The Bulldog is the one you unlock with the Lunatic sections, since the Master Jack is one that you unlock right off the bat and you just play with it. Bulldog is focused on shotguns, self-destruct damage, active melee damage, as well as like cruel, some special stuff such as the cruel tonnage goes up, unguarded rocket damage, and so like shotgun range, shotgun heating, mostly shotgun stuff, and active melee and self-destruct stuff. The Perseus is the one you unlock with the Nomax version. It focuses in machine gun, miniguns, autocannons, and drones. Also, it doesn't really have that much utility other than the experience one that pretty much all of them get. And the Stone Deaf focuses in cannons and turrets, as well as some like trucker max speed, small amount ammo, shells, and cannons, convergence speed, ammo, aim, stuff like that. This one, the Hans, is also slightly more all-around, but it mainly focuses in homing missiles, drones, and machine gun, shotgun, minigun, and cannon damage, as well as stuff like health, right here, and Caucasus special stuff. These drivers works in similar ways to factions. You will level them up, and once you get a level up right here, you can get one of these. In this case, these 3 are always require resources. You can see right here. Take a look at these. This one requires 900 scrap metal, 100 copper, and 80 coupons, for example. All of these, however, are just like free. They go like this: first level 5, 6 to 10, and then 11 to 15. You can see here I unlocked 4 of them, and thus I got these little stats. It really doesn't do that much. I mean, cannon damage 1%, but you have some you can just tweak your build slightly and have like 5 or 10% more damage in the end. That's nothing more, slightly more health, slightly more that. Just pretty useful. And basically, if you want to do this, the Bulldog is one if you want to use Lunatic style builds, this one for the Nomad style build, this for Scavenger style build, this one is for the Stubby style builds, and this one is for the all-rounders. I just use the all-rounders because I do not really specialize in anything, so. Anyway, then onto the first subject, the real subject of today, which are the shotguns. These shotguns are close range automatic heat-based weapons. They have a 360 degree firing arc, like most other weapons, and their power is pretty strong. If you think, just got a 76 hit. See here, 300 health in 2 of these bursts, or 4 shots. They have to say these things do have only a few shots, like in heat resistance. And the amount of heat total storage is pretty high, so it does have a pretty long cooldown. Also, the actual range of shotguns, as you can see right here, is pretty short. You can only be around here, like 25 meters at most, before you really can start doing damage. However, if you can stay at that range, you can easily do like a lot of damage like this. They're also really good at disarming. See 1 or 2 shots on a gun and it's already disarmed. Anyway, these guns are specific for the lunatic faction, and they feature the sledgehammer on the rare ones, as well as the one under engineers. You can also find the Spitfire, which is the limited firing angle version, which basically you get a more health and a more powerful version than the sledgehammer, but you get basically like the cannon system, very limited fire angle. However, it's like if I go test drive, you can fire it up to around here and here, so it's really almost like an almost 180 degree firing arm. Anyway, the next one is the Epic Thunderbolt, which are obtained by getting 2 Spitfires, 2 sledgehammers, and 2 rocket boosters. Also costs, of course, the standard crafting materials: 250 scrap metal, 750 wires, and 150 copper. It's a 940 power score, 154 power structure points, 4 energy drain, 90 kg of mass. For every 40 meters the wielder fires, the damage will go up for 25% on the first shot. And it stacks up to 4 times. I can show you on the under the factions. Do it like this. Thunderbolts, test drive. As you can see at the bottom, you can see if I stand still it doesn't move, but if I start moving, the little blue stuff goes around and it will move up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now it's full. You can see also that the guns charge like electricity. Right now they're gone. You see a little bit, and it grows over time, like the amount and intensity of the electricity. If I fire 1 shot now, you see 139 damage. Well, right now it's only 49 seconds. So you do have an advantage of its first hit extra damage, and if you're on a moving battle like this, you can get some advantage damage of your guns as well. The legendary version is a Hammerfall. 1625 power score, 221 points of structure, and 5 energy points, as well as 122 kilograms of mass. Its hits have a small chance to temporarily disable rotation of enemy weapons, which is similar as the special ability of the GO55 Impulse. Every time this one version has every 10 shot has a 75% chance to disable rotation, as compared to the pretty low chance, which is not really mentioned on the Hammerfall, but it's pretty still high enough to be of effect from time to time. You can see I'm gonna try shooting a little bit. Gonna see if I got the effect. It's not really that much of a big chance. Oh well. I guess I have to load up something tougher. Like my monolith. Grinding build. So we're gonna shoot that up and show you guys how it works. Kinda wait till it finally arrives. Here, it's blue with the jammed effect. That is how the effect is called. As you can see, it doesn't really happen that often, but it can happen from time to time. Personally, I think they should slightly buff this ratio, so if the devs are looking at this, probably slightly buff this effect, because right now, I mean, I destroyed my Leviathan build of that had like 1500 health with this gun, and only got the gem once, all the shots, which is, in my opinion, too low to really to be that effective. Should be up to like 5%, so to around 5 to 10% chance to do it. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the stat cards of the other guns. Sledgehammer, 555 power score, 37 points of structure, 3 energy drain, and 54 mass. And the shotgun of the Spitfire is also 555 power score, 160 points of structure, 3 energy drain, as well as 126 units of mass. Anyway, on to the autocannons. Autocannons are pretty accurate weapons that have moderate damage per shot. Their fire rate isn't that amazing, however they are very accurate at long range. For this I'm gonna just take this build, I guess. Pick off the top. And mount the autocannon. My version is the little the Redbird version with the different texture, because I wanted to try out the customization kits that I did with this autocannon. As you can see, that's a really reasonable fire rate, and even after shooting a lot of times, right here the spread doesn't get that bad, because this thing can fire 40 shots before overheating, as a cooling down time of 2.7 seconds. You can easily snipe targets like this with single firing. I will turn on the bots so that you can see that there is some travel time, which does make it a little bit hard. However, I can effectively shoot this target from this range. Right now, the bot came out of my side, however. These ones are. These ones aren't that amazing in damage output, however, the fact that you can actually shoot guys at this range, you can see. And you can if you're really good with aim and you can equip a scope with this, you can actually disarm enemies from this range, so that's where the autocannons shine, basically. The autocannons are only rare and epic. The Rapier has 925 power score, 125 points of structure, 5 energy drain, and 180 kilograms of mass. It can be found under the engineers, right here. Well, the epic one, the Whirlwind, the AC-72, is found under the Nomad HQ. The AC-72 Whirlwind has 14 and 10 power score, 360 points of structure, 6 energy drain, as well as 486 kilograms of mass. The damage of this gun increases with 45% over every 100 meters. So basically, this thing is the terms of what real scientists would call impossible, because if a cannon round should not be able to get more destructive power over range, because it should be the opposite, of course. But I will show off the if I go to the factions, I will show it off on the Explorer. See, 24 base damage goes down to close to 10 to 15 at point blank. However, if I go all the way up there, it takes a while. I already do deal more damage, so we hit a 40 right there. There, 53 damage per hit. However, you have to think that you will be firing slower, so the damage per second is not that much higher. However, if you know how to shoot like this, you can effectively snipe out an enemy and disarm him if possible. If you if you equip a scope. The shotguns are best on light builds, of course, because they require some high-speed action. Like this, either the Duster cabin or the Grow cabin will probably be best on something like this. Light engine will be advised, so you can accelerate very quickly. And remember just to swirl around your enemy like this if they are very slow. That will make it harder for them to aim. Try to stay out of the cannon barrel. Like if they have a non-turreted cannon, try to stay away from that cannon's barrel so they cannot shoot you with the cannon. Because of course you are a lightly armored vehicle, so if your armor is not gonna hold out if it takes something this light. Nomad bolts are for the autocannons. You do not need that much armor, but you need at least a decent amount of armor, so you can protect yourself and your gun, as well as, of course, trying to get yourself a scope, which is found under the, and there's rare one, the scope. Scope is basically like like most games, just like a scope, not really a special. It increases the detection radius to 350 meters, so a similar system to the radar. It drains 1 energy, 36 points of structure, of 110 power score, so 36 kilos of mass. It's an active module, so if you press F, you'll basically get the zoom in specialty. So a zoom in effect, I mean. And well, it just helps you aim. Do you want to notice for cannon stuff like that, it does not give the same drop over range. And if I take a cannon on this build, I just will take 2 of them. I could take 3 of them if I quickly put this thing on, just for jokes. If you look at this round, if I fire at the edge of this point, you see a lot underneath it. However, if you press the scope, that section does look closer. However, they will still have the exact same arc. So for your feelings, they will drop steeper. So you have to account for that at range. So, anyways, that was it for this little video, and I will see you guys all later. This was the Gameplays Games, and see you all next time.